Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syami Asfar, and today with my partner Muhammad Hadi bin Khairi and Muhammad Akin Adham bin Ibrahim. So today in our video presentation, we going to explain about network attacks in Malaysia. In this network attacks in Malaysia, we want to explain what is ransomware attack, how did it happen, and we're gonna analyze the incident. Next is the facts to sebelum after the attacks. Create server security policy. In this server security policy for Berjaya Sentiasa College, we're gonna talk about what's the purpose, what's the scope, what's the objective, and what's the policy. Last one is we are going to design a secure server room for Berjaya Sentiasa College. Now we're gonna move to network attacks in Malaysia. Network attacks in Malaysia, firstly we have AirAsia ransomware attack. So AirAsia is a Malaysian multinational airline that had a ransomware attack by a hacker group called Daizin Team. They are responsible for hacking the data of 5 million employees and passengers. So what is ransomware attack? Ransomware is a type of malware that prevents user from accessing their data on a computer by locking the file system or computer screens. It then attempts to prompt a ransom note on the computer asking the victims to pay in the form of digital currency like Bitcoin to restore access to their data and computers. So next, how did it happen? So hackers were able to get into employee and passenger information on the AirAsia system because of a security flaw. They found a way to get to their data and they started leaking it online by putting it in 2 files that they share. The AirAsia ransomware incident occurred on November 23, 2022. This ransomware incident resulted in the compromise of the personal information of 5 million consumers and staff. On one of the files, a sample of personal information was said to include passenger IDs, full names, and booking IDs. On the other file, a sample of personal information was said to include employee information such as country of birth, date of hire, secret question and answers, and so on. AirAsia also talked to the hackers, but the airline did not pay the demanded ransomware amount to the hacker. And next, we're gonna analyze the incident. So, additional assessment indicate that an illegal server intrusion at AirAsia caused the issue on November 12. Sensitive company information has been compromised as a result of the ransomware attack. Hackers obtained access to critical staff and passenger data on the AirAsia system due to a security failure. They discovered a way into 2 files that had been exchanging online and have begun leaking information from them. Malaysia's Communication and Digital Minister Fahmi Fazil had advised all data users to be extra cautious and to routinely strengthen their information and computer infrastructure cybersecurity safeguards.
Now I would like to explain for part 2. When a ransomware attack happens in a server room, the consequences can vary depending on the severity of the attack and the security measure in place. Here are 4 possible effects. First, data encryption. Ransomware locks up data files, making them impossible to access. This can lead to the loss of important business information like customer record, finance, and operational data which stored in a server room. The second one is disruption of services. The attack can disrupt normal operation, making it difficult for employees to access their file and the program on the server. This can cause a lot of downtime and affect productivity and the ability to continue business as usual. Number 3. Reputation damage. A well-known ransomware attack can harm how people view the organization. Customers might lose trust in the company's ability to protect their personal and financial information. This can result in losing businesses and the value of the brand going down. Last one is operational disruption. Recovering from a ransomware attack takes time. The server room might need to be taken offline and data and system restored from backup. This can cause operational problems and delay in providing services. that's all. Thank you.
Hello, it's me again, and now I will explain about cyber security policy for Berjaya Sentiasa College. So now we're gonna look what is the purpose of cyber security policy for Berjaya Sentiasa College. So the purpose is to ensure the secure management and operation of servers, protecting confidentiality, integrity and availability of sensitive information, and maintaining the stability of the college server infrastructure. So what's the scope? So for the scope, it applies to all servers owned, operated or managed by Berjaya Sentiasa College, including on-premises and cloud-based instances, and all personnel with server access. So what is the objective? The objective of this server security policy is to safeguard data confidentiality and prevent unauthorized access, maintain the integrity and stability of server configurations, ensure server availability for college operations, mitigate security risks and comply with applicable regulations, establish clear roles and responsibilities for server administration, provide guidance for server configuration, monitoring and maintenance, and the last one, promote server security awareness and best practices. So, what's the policy for server security policy for Berjaya Sentiasa College? So, for the policy, you have 8 policy. So the first one is access control. The access control is to grant server access only to authorized personnel based on the principle of least privilege, regularly review and revoke access when no longer required, and enforce strong password to consider multi-factor authentication. Second is server configuration and hardening. Server configuration and hardening is to configure server security following best practices and vendor guidelines, and disable or remove unnecessary services, protocols, and software. Third is security monitoring. Security monitoring is to deploy intrusion detection and prevention system and keep them updated, and enable and monitor security logs for suspicious activities. Fourth is data protection. Data protection is to perform regular backups and test data recovery, and implement access control and permission to restrict data access. Fifth is incident response. Incident response is to establish an incident response plan with documented procedures, assign specific roles and responsibilities during incident, and report security incident to appropriate authorities. Sixth is employee awareness and training. Employee awareness and training is to provide regular training on server security and best practices, and conduct security awareness program to educate users. 7 is compliance. Compliance is to comply with legal and regulatory requirements, follow industry standards for server security, and conduct regular audits and assessment. And the last one is policy review. Policy review is to update the policy as needed to address emerging threats and changes, and communicate revised version to relevant personnel.
My name is Muhammad Akilada Ibrahim. I would like to present about how to design a secure server room. Server room is what we can say. It is a secure room that can't be penetrated by the attack from outside. So terdiri daripada internet, one router, and firewall, and IPS configuration, and switch that work as LAN, and client that use computer. So as we can see on the diagram, that is the example for how to design a secure server room. So I want to explain a little about firewall and IPS. So about firewall, as you can see on the slide, a firewall employs rules to filter incoming and outgoing network traffic. It uses IP address and port number to filter traffic. It can be set to either layer 3 or transparent mode. The firewall should be the first line of defense and installed in line at the network perimeter. Okay, so firewall you can think as a security guard for your computer network. It's like a protective wall that separates your network from the outside world. Its job to decide what information can come in and go out of your network. Just like a security guard checks people when entering a building, a firewall checks data packet. Data packet is a small piece of information that entering or leaving your network. It follows a set of rules to decide if the data is safe or not. It can block unauthorized access attempts and stop harmful data from entering your network. It helps keep hackers and malware out like a shield to your network. Okay, for IPS, intrusion prevention system. IPS is a device that inspects, detects, classifies, and proactively prevents harmful traffic. It examines real-time communications for attack patterns or signatures and then block attack when they have been detected. Placement and configuration in inline mode and generally being in layer 2 after the firewall. In inline mode, traffic pass into one of the device in internet ports and out of the other. So, IPS is like an alarm system for your network. It's there to detect and stop any suspicious activity that could harm your network. So just imagine you have a security system in your house that can detect if someone is trying to break in. That's what an IPS does for your network. It watches the network traffic and look for signs of potential threats or attacks. If it sees something suspicious, it takes action to stop it. It might block the harmful data or send an alert to the network administrator, who can then take appropriate action. So, when you want to create a secure secure server room, you must have firewalls on IPS, because firewall filter the incoming outgoing the traffic, and IPS is checking whether the information is harmful or not. So firewall and IPS must be included in the secure server room. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.